Welcome everyone on this Thursday afternoon. Um, our lessons or lessons to be, and the one we covered on Monday is dealing with hygiene and just your personal hygiene all of the time. And so we just read a story about it's called "What's Wrong with Me." We were able to turn that into a positive. Uh, our young lady Sasha had to learn a very important lesson on keeping up her personal hygiene. So today's art will be dealing with hand washing and how that is also a part of your personal hygiene and how that is very important, especially during this time with COVID running around and just anything else, whatever you touch, you get germs on your hands and you have to wash them right away. So to follow up with that and today's art, it will be about hand washing. So I'm going to get started, cover the materials you will need or you may have in front of you if you're doing the art along with me today. So I'm going to first cover our first thing. You're going to need a piece of white paper, or if you like to choose, if you're choosing to do so, you can place this on another light colored paper because you want to show your hands up. So I am going along with the pic or image, and I've decided to use white paper. Okay, so then you will need scissors. You're going to be using your scissors today, so you will need some scissors, and then you will need careful there, I have slippery fingers. We will need some glue. Okay, so that you will need some glue. You also, I'm going to use multicolored paper for my hands. So I decided to use brown paper, but you can use whatever color hands make you happy. Whatever makes you happy, whatever color you'd like to use for your hands, you can use multicolored paper, and I did state that right here. Okay? You will also need markers, and I have markers, or you can use crayons. I didn't really consider paint because paint for me right now is kind of messy, but you can use paint if you like for the just to create that water flow. Okay, little water bubbles from the soap. But I'm going to use markers here. Okay, and with that additional multicolored piece of paper or even white, I cut out a piece of soap, just a little rectangle for my soap to represent that soap there. Okay, so to get started, I'm going to take my white sheet here. Okay, and I'm going to fold it in half because we want to show something here. So I'm going to just crease it down the center, and we have our half. We have the top half. Ours is going to look like this: top and bottom half. Okay. Then
I got something.
Yes, ma'am.
In the classroom, we have the double length one, and so it's like extra big.
Yes.
And I was thinking about like if we were in class with the kids, we could do that with the kids,
right?
Because their hands are bigger than
yes, yes.
So
that's right. Yes, indeed. That definitely is a thought too, because even I think even with this sheet here, may kind of reach up a little, my hands. But no worries. It's your project. You're gonna make it your own. So yes, the other paper that we have in the class, yes, it is a longer sheet, probably a wider sheet too. So I'm gonna also now take my marker, and I want a bold color because I want to be able to see it. So I'm gonna write dirty at the top, and on just write that like that, so you'll be able to make the distinction of where you will place your your hands that are dirty. So just like that, I did like that. It's kind of backwards to you guys, but no worries. You're gonna write dirty at the top. Then you're gonna come down to the second half of it and write clean. Because you definitely want to make that distinction when you're placing your hands on this project. So I've written dirty and I've written clean down at the bottom. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to take my scissors because I'm just going to cut out my hands. I didn't want to do them earlier just in case, this project goes kind of fast. So I'm going to just cut out my hands, have my left hand and my right hand as well that I've traced. I'm just going to cut it out because you need 2 pairs of each. So just fold your paper in half like I did, or if you didn't, no worries. Just cut out 2 left hand, 2 right hand. Okay, after you trace your hand. So I'm just going to cut here, and then we'll be able to go to work with our gluing and all that good stuff. All right. All right. So yes, like we've learned this week, personal hygiene, keeping up your personal hygiene is very important, and hand washing falls into that category. So with your students, you can help them wash their hands, you know, let them know this is very important. Keeps down germs of all kinds, not just the virus, just keeps down germs, because when they put their hands up to their mouth, they'll have clean hands, and then that way, you know, they won't get sick, you won't get sick as well. Really, you know, hand washing is really, you know, just actually it's an inevitable part of our being. So you want to, so if we have to wash our hands, and that's what we do, you know, without even thinking about it. Most times we just go ahead and do it. So
Kawana, what I did, just a quick tip for the parents.
mm-hmm.
I took my 8.5 by 11 paper, and I folded it in half, and I just traced one hand.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use it like for both hands. You don't have to trace both hands if the kid won't sit still long enough. So
that's
parents, just a quick tip: use one hand to trace, fold it in half, and then there you go.
There you go. Yep.
And then you can just flip them, like, you know, one's left hand and one's a right hand, and I'll show you how to do that.
Alrighty. Uh-oh. Let me check that, make sure you get that all the way disconnected from the paper. Alright. So here I have my 2 left hands. I'm just place them like that so that guy can remember that one's my left, one's my right. Alright, so now I'm going to just cut out my right hand, and I will then have 2 of them because you'll need 2.
Here's this.
And I know Bridget is showing you how she did hers. Many different ways to complete this art project. Yes, indeed. To simplify time, not waste paper. You can also go Miss Bridget's way but I don't mind. Mine's going on the recycler, so no worries. And I got plenty of paper. And this also just kind of helps me to kind of keep and practice my cutting skills here. All right, so as soon as I finish cutting this out, we will be ready to glue. All right, and if you've already started gluing, cool, no worries. But I will cut mine out. We have to decorate our dirty hands, so we have to decorate and make it look dirty. Okay, so that you can be able to say, okay, the hands are dirty now. As soon as I wash them, they will be clean. I'm going to use soap. That will get them nice and clean, smelling good, feeling fresh. You'll also feel very good about yourself because now your hands are washed and clean. And that'll give you a whole lot to smile about. Because you now have clean hands. Alright, so let me turn this here. Alrighty, so I'm almost finished with this part, and we now can begin. Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay, so I have my right hand cut out as well, or at least I thought I did. But no worries. Alright. Okay, so now I have my right hand, and my hands are kind of big too. I don't know why. So I have my right hand, I have my left hand and my right hand cut out. Okay, as you can see. Alright. So we're going to take the glue. Well, first, before we do that, If you like, you can glue them down. I think I might glue mine down and then decorate my dirty hand to show dirty. Okay, that'll help. That way the paper won't move. Okay, so I'm gonna take some glue first. Just glue a little bit on the, just kind of down here. You can see what I'm doing. Just gonna put that glue right at the edge there a little bit, and you want to glue it down. Okay. Try not to cover up the word, but no worries. It doesn't matter. You know, you'll be all right if you cover up the word just a little bit. I'm gonna scoot mine down just because I have some room here. I'm gonna do the same with the other hand. Just give it a little glue. And it can be glued down here. Maybe off your paper a little bit, but don't worry about that. It'll still look very nice. Okay. Now I'm going to take my marker and just dirty it up a little bit just to show that example of what dirty looks like. And I might use, I'll use my black marker. I'm just going to give a little scribble scratch because, you know, germs are everywhere on your hands. So I'm just give a little scribble scratch.
Good job, Isaiah. Good job, Marcus.
All
Good
right.
job, Ted.
So
I'm just monitoring the chat here.
Okay.
Good job, everybody.
So now I have dirtied up my hands. And so I gave you the final product of that. So got a little scribble scratch in there and dirtied them up. Now I'm going to apply the clean hand on the bottom space. Okay? So that's what we're doing now. So, gonna take my glue again, because that's what we'll need. Take that glue, get a little bit here, and apply it down here, just like that. All right, and take the other one, do the same as we did with the top. Okay.
So while we're doing this, I want everybody to think how they can get their hands dirty. How can you get your hands dirty? Can you play in the mud? That's an obvious one.
Yeah.
Can you get your hands dirty while you're cooking?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, you can, huh?
How else can you get your hands dirty? You can throw it in the chat. You can say it. Whatever you want. How can you get your hands dirty? After the restroom.
Yes.
Ooh, gross.
Yes. And then
Always wash your hands after the restroom.
that's right, always. Always. Now after you've applied your clean hands, I put some glue on the front top while I was turning it over. So now I have my clean left and right hands there. And I'm going to now take my, just going to write soap on here first before I glue it down. It's going to say soap. So that'll show that you're using soap. Okay. And I have some glue on my paper here. I'm going to just glue it on my, just kind of glue this a little bit sideways on my hand. It's going to look like this. I got the soap on there. And then I'm going to make, I need some lather. I need to lather this soap up. So I'm going to take my blue marker just to illustrate water and soap, okay? Soap lather. So I'm just going to give a few little dots over here. Just going to make it cute, like that. Just kind of all over the place. Give it a little, even on the soap bar itself, we want to add some cute little lathers, circle lathers. However you do it, it'll look like soapy, pure soapiness. You want to get that going, yeah. It can be all over the paper. Okay, and then I'll show you kind of a little bit there. So we got some soap going here. Okay, we got that soap around the lather from the soap all around our hands. And they can go up if you want to. You can even make them kind of cover the hand a little bit just to give that all around effect of soap on your hands. Okay, so this is our hand washing. We've now completed our hand washing art project for this Thursday. And you know, just you can
You're too
Decorate.
fast.
Oh,
Slow down.
who
Slow
is
down.
who's speaking to me?
Me.
Oh, Bridget. Okay. You was sound like somebody else. I'm like, who else joined us? Okay. All right. Well, yes, this was actually when you put together, you find yourself. It is quick. It is fast. But I didn't want to overwhelm you with something very big, and you're like, really? But yes, this is a quick, sort of quick, fast. Um, or at least it turned out to be that way because it wasn't many parts to this particular art project. But it does illustrate proper hand washing for your personal hygiene, and it just gives you a little reminder here as well, for for how we wash our hands. We use soap, lather them. When they're dirty, then we make them clean. Okay, so this is your Thursday
Another
art.
idea for parents, for students that can't draw or color, you can take a piece of a vegetable and cut a potato in half, and then just have them stamp the bubbles.
Right, with yes,
Okay.
with paint.
A big
Yes,
raster, and you
that's
just
right.
have them stamp the bubbles.
There you go. That's a very wonderful alternative
Cute
way to.
pictures.
Yeah.
Cotton balls might look good as
There
lathering
you
soap.
go. Yes, you can dip
Little
them.
suckers on there too.
There
Yep,
you
that
go,
would
because that shows soap lather. Yes, it
Mhm.
does. Yeah. All right. So we got quite a few ideas here to enhance your project, make it your own. I use markers, but you can use cut the vegetable, dip it in paint if you have it, or if you have the cotton balls, place them on there, and that'll create your soap lather. Okay. So
It
this.
looks like Sue and Marcus are using like a thimble to do the dots.
Oh,
I like that.
wow.
It's on their
We
fingers
are.
that she showed.
So, they sell it in like the craft stores. So
Yes.
the dauber.
Yes. Oh, yes. That's right. That's right, Miss Sue. Yes, indeed. See, we're getting some wonderful. We're all coming up with some wonderful alternatives to make the job a lot easier for you
I
and your
like that.
student. I love it. We have some. I just love. We have a wonderful thinking bunch. I appreciate you all for all of your ideas, and like I said, this ends our little session for the Thursday art. But keep working at it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. I'm finished.
All right. Well, you guys can keep working on your art. It's up to you.
Yes.